Hi guys, welcome to this week's Monday Mojo. I'm your host, Nikki Fogden-Moore, and this is a little live to talk about how I plan my winning weeks. Now, if you haven't already downloaded your free worksheets, hop on to nikkifogdenmoore.com and you can download free worksheets from all the programs and all the books. And this live is related to one of the chapters from Fitpreneur. In fact, I've been coaching winning weeks for over a decade, right back when I had my fitness and athlete business actually. So I wanted to say how important it is that these radical habits really work. It's just that sometimes we get so complicated and we try a bunch of different things. We don't stick with something long enough. So I want to give you the secrets in a very short live today. I know everyone's time poor, but this live is to teach you about productivity, why winning weeks are so powerful and how they put you in the driver's seat of life and work. Essentially as well, it's the importance of work-life blend that is really crucial. If you're constantly thinking about how you can compromise your time and giving one thing up for another, you're continuously in this kind of yin and yang of balancing work-life balance. And that is never going to give you peace and harmony. So the most important thing is come and join me on this live. Whenever you're watching this, welcome. I've been doing this for a very long time. You can go and check out the podcast, Radical Self-Belief, the Mojo Maker Show, formerly the Mojo Maker podcast. It's in season 4 now. It's on Spotify, iTunes, and everything else. It's the yellow artwork cover. Come and subscribe and like to YouTube, Vitality Coach TV, and definitely come and join the free chapter downloads, all the free worksheets, videos, and Mojo, and lots of tools and wisdom to help you feel empowered no matter what your budget. Most importantly, my biggest advice is to keep it simple and apply the tools. So for today, I want to keep this short and have a really successful session together where I give you the 5 key areas that are really important to focus on when you're planning your winning weeks. What is a winning week? I always have an expression: if you plan your winning weeks, you can create masterful months and remarkable years. And why is that? It's because every single week now is different. Every day is different for us. Being able to plan ahead for weeks and months and exactly know what's happening, that is a complete myth and it doesn't happen anymore. So whether or not you're on your own, you have a family, you run a business, you're doing a startup, you're a leader, most importantly, you have to lead in your own life. So once you've got self-leadership mastered, you can find your way through any conditions and all seasons in life, no matter what's going on. But you must come back to some radical habits to make sure that you actually know what your priorities are, what you have to be doing, and you start to look at your agenda differently each week. So how do we do this? First of all, you got to understand there are a variety of things that make up our lives. Now, if you've followed anything on my blogs and YouTube and read any of the books, in fact, if you listen to anything about achieving sustainable success, the most important thing is the art of work-life blend. That is the freedom to understand that unless you absolutely have the time created for things that are important, that trifecta of healthy, wealthy, and wise, your weeks and stress and work and everything else will run you. So what's totally important is making sure that you feel in charge of your life, even though there are a variety of elements that you're never going to be able to completely control. What you can control is how you approach your week, sitting down and making time to look at it in a holistic point of view, ensuring that you're covering off all aspects and keeping it really simple. And then the last thing is being able to look at your plans and be agile and ensure that you don't take your eye off the ball for what your priorities are. So when you're goal setting, and let's say you're making a 90-day plan, which I think is always a really good amount of time to look at, where do I want to be in 90 days time? What do I actually want to have achieved in 90 days time? That gives you a realistic time frame. It gives you a real-time aspect to sit and work backwards month by month, week by week. And it also gives you the ability to make goals that resonate. And that is really important in today's world where everything's over social media, and you get bombarded with what everyone else in their life is doing. If you can actually create goals that are resonant to you, that matter to you, and that are relevant, that you really want, then chances are you're going to really smash those goals and succeed at them. But if you're just putting things on your to-do list, or if you're creating vision boards and you're putting expectations out there that really don't sit well with you because maybe it's someone else's life and you've idealized that, then the chances are you're not going to actually achieve those goals. The second part of effective goal setting and planning winning weeks is understanding what I call adulting. Whether you like it or not, bills, understanding your finances, putting your health and fitness first, knowing when you're going to pick up your kids and drop them off, sharing responsibilities with a spouse or second half, all those things are part of being a responsible adult. And absolutely, the more we create and the more abundance that we want, generally speaking, the more responsibility we're going to have as well. So you can't deny that that's the reality of living a fulfilled life, is you're going to have a lot in it. But here are the three ways now that you can make sure that you navigate your way with grace and calm, and you take this radical habit of winning weeks and start applying it. My challenge to you is to take this habit of winning weeks, which I'm about to share with you, and then do it for 4 weeks in a row religiously. And if you've got any questions, all you need to do is email me or leave a comment below and go, hey, Nikki, could you send me the links or where I need to go? And I'll put the comments box as well. I'll put links for the podcast. I'll put links for the free worksheets. I'll give you directions to all the guides and tools that you can get started on. But most importantly, you don't even need anything fancy. You just need a piece of A4 sheet of paper, the week name at the top of it, and you need to look at these 5 pillars. So the winning week worksheet is something that I'll give you here, but it's in the chapters, and you've got to understand that having a winning week means looking at your week holistically. So what I do, number one, is I always sit down on a Sunday or the day before my week starts, and I take 5 or 10 minutes and I go, what in my health and well-being, what are my work and admin and productivity? Where do I need to be? And what do I want to do, friends and family? How am I going to have some me time? And then the 6th pillar that I put in there as well is giving back. Because a lot of the time I do volunteer work, or I'm doing something for a charity or non for profit. And that actually has to go in the functionality of my week for planning that as well. So you've got personal work, you've got private, you've got professional budgets to work, you've got clients, you've got family, you've got your friends, you've got your own health and well-being, and all of that actually starts adding up into your week. So what you do is you grab a piece of paper and you put across the week commencing. So this is week commencing the 19th of September, and you write all your boxes. You put 5 boxes on there. You put health and fitness and well-being, work, productivity, personal finances and professional things, friends and family, me time, and then you have a little giving back box if you want to do that. Then you start identifying all the things that you have to do this week, not the everything list, but what are the big rocks? Where's the heavy thinking? Where are the areas of time that you're most productive? Do you have meetings this week? Do you have to get bill payments done? Do you have to pick your kids up from school, or maybe take them somewhere to the dentist or to sports practice? What's your partner doing for work? Are they traveling? Are they at home? What are all the logistics that's going to go into your week? What's really helpful is that while you're doing that, you have an idea of what your goals are for the next 90 days. So are the activities that you're doing in this week, whether it's a goal for a client or for yourself, leading you to the success of making that achievable within 90 days, that you tick it off completely, that you get the results that you want? So for example, you might want to have a new budget set up for your new property or saving for a house. So you'd actually work backwards from that and you go, what's the one task I need to do this week to get more informed, or to set up my spreadsheet, or talk to my accountant, or call the broker? All those things are weekly tasks that lead back to your 90-day plan. In your winning weeks as well, do not leave out your health and well-being. However, there's a trick to that. If you've got an essentially super busy week, like a lot of the leaders that I work with, then you're not going to fit in lots of 1-hour gym sessions and heavy workouts and things that take up a lot of time. So you might need to be flexible with your well-being, flexible with your mindset rituals, and have smaller, consistent workouts, whether it's fresh air sessions, a little swim, maybe you just do yoga, or you do a HIIT session, or something that's 15 to 30 minutes, instead of trying to take big blocks of time that you know you're actually not going to achieve. The other element is, who do you want to hang out with this week? Do you have any engagements set up for friends and family? Are there birthdays? Are there things to attend? Have you caught up with a friend or a mate in a long time? Where can you combine some of those activities and plan them in your week? And then, of course, you've got all your work stuff. What clients do you have to get back to? Are you actually sitting there and aware of what your deliverables are for that week? What have you promised people? And what do you really have to deliver versus what maybe you could put through to next week? And the last thing is you time, or me time, as it's called. This box is so, so important. In fact, it's not last on the list because it's least in priority. I always say put your oxygen mask on first. It's actually really, really crucial that you put time into your week, that you can just take a moment each day that is just an isolated place where you can regroup, recalibrate, slow your mind down, and step away from everything that's needing your time. So that's projects, people, places, and things. How I do that is I make sure that I go for regular little walks with the dog when I'm working from the office at home. I get up early in the mornings and I always go for a coffee with Roxy and make sure that that's my time, that I don't book client calls in, because that's just an allowance for me to just set my day up. I have gaps in the day where I can regroup after client meetings and make my notes and get grounded again before I go and do something else. I also plan out when I'm going to do things that are not exercise, that are not meeting with people, that are not delivering work, that are not doing charitable work, but just a space for me to sit down and think about what certain things I need to do to adjust how I feel, to check in with myself on my emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual connection, and make sure that all cylinders are running well, and to breathe. Because what we do is we forget to breathe. We're so busy creating lists and doing things and running around that we lose sight of being totally present. So that me time are the moments in the day or the week that are really essential for you to be in your best format, to recalibrate and reinvigorate yourself so you can go back out and be there with your kids and your clients and your friends and your family, and make sure that you've had that critical time for yourself. So I'm going to give you a free download of these worksheets as well. And if you are on my Monday Mojo email list, which is nikkifogdenmoore.com, if you subscribe to Monday Mojo and you get this week's Mojo, you will actually get a free copy of the Winning Week worksheet, and you'll get access to all the content in this book. So I'm going to get a free chapter download as well, and make sure that you've got that to get you started. But there's some tips with Winning Weeks. So as I said before, you want to look for work-life blend. Integrate the life that you want rather than thinking you have to wait till you go on holiday, wait till you get the weekend. It's the small incremental steps that really, really add up. Those are your radical habits. Number 2, keep it simple. Putting everything on your list is not achievable. We have a finite amount of time in one day, 1,440 minutes. So the only person that can be in charge of measuring that and managing that is you. And that means making sure that you are totally present with what your big rocks are, what the big thinking, the big draw on your time is going to be, and then understanding that perhaps you have to go and do something that's functional, like groceries or the school run or some sort of sports days, but maybe it doesn't take so much of your cerebral activity. You just have to be there and you can relax a little bit. So those kind of blended weeks are really, really important. And if you're too busy, I have to tell you that's just an excuse. We're all extremely, have an extreme load of responsibility. We all have different things when we're adulting. We all have a relativity of where the demands in our time are. It is absolutely up to you to run the week that you want with the best intent possible, which means nobody else can sit there and plan your week ahead. Nobody else can be accountable for how you do your time management. But if you're constantly telling yourself, I don't have enough time, this all sounds good, but I'm too busy to sit down. If you're constantly in your life feeling busy, then just like a business, if you don't work on your life before you charge out for the week, it will run you. So instead of being in your business all the time, occasionally you have to step out and you have to look at a big helicopter view and work on your business. And it's exactly the same as life. You have to be the CEO of your week, which means sitting down with your partner or sitting down with yourself. And if you're a single parent or you're running a business and you don't have a partner, or you're like me, everything's on your shoulders, then you need to be more disciplined than ever because there's no backstop. So having those radical habits, having that self-leadership, having that self-discipline, doing your winning weeks, it doesn't have to be fancy. It's on the back of a napkin and you can just write it all out. Sometimes the best way to do it, I think, is do a horizontal page. So landscapes, you've got plenty of room, but make sure that you keep your piece of paper with you when you do the next week. You're looking at what you achieved the week just gone and you set yourself up for the week ahead. Winning weeks really work. Winning weeks create masterful months. That in turn gives you a remarkable year. But what does it take? It takes you to be focused. it takes you to carve out and make the time for 10 to 15 minutes. Put it on a whiteboard if you need to, put it on a piece of paper, sit down with your partner or your wife or your husband at the end of every week and go, hey, what's coming up for you, babe? What do we need to focus on? Where do we need to split and divide and conquer? Do you want to take the kids to school that morning so I can go to the gym? All those conversations are really valid conversations, because if you have a business or you don't have a business, everybody is struggling at the moment with overwhelm. And this radical habit will get you confident. It will give you the clarity that you need. It will get you off digital devices, back to simplicity that reduces the excess noise in your headspace. It gives you the ability to download vital information and to plan the weeks ahead with real-time goal setting that is relevant to you and gives you a tangible structure for where you need to focus. Now, of course, things can change, but then you've got everything on your sheet of paper. Be consistent, be smart. Stop this on Monday Mojo as well. The winning weeks are here in the book Fitpreneur. We're just about to launch the second edition of Fitpreneur as well. So hop online, grab this one here. Check with the 3 R's of your goal setting. Is what you've got on your list relevant? Is it real time? And does it resonate? And if you can do all those things and they lead into you delivering what you've promised to people, making sure that you're feeding into your 90-day goals and that you're looking at that holistic with the rest of your life, chances are you're going to succeed time and time again. So my challenge to you, 4 weeks of winning weeks. Come and sign up to Monday Mojo. Get the free downloads. If you can't find it, just email me, nikki@nikkifogdenmoore.com, or come and direct message me on Instagram and Fogden-Moore, or Facebook, or join our Facebook group. We'd love to have you there. Most importantly, all these tools are free. And I want to give them to you because they really, really work. So I'm Nikki Fogden-Moore, the Mojo Maker, host of Radical Self-Belief, the Mojo Maker podcast. This is Monday Mojo, live with you here on the 19th of September. It's evergreen content. You can access it whenever you want. But step up, take charge. You get in the driver's seat. Start creating these radical habits. You don't need anything fancy. You just need the self-discipline. It can be the back of a piece of paper, the back of a napkin, but get it out of your head and then put all that stuff in your agenda and start running your winning weeks like a pro. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you really, really enjoyed it. And I look forward to giving you more from this on how you can do 90-day plans, how to do the what if worksheet, the next now, the crap box, all those types of things that will help you associate with feeling in control no matter what you're going through in life. And that's my absolute mission. It's time to break up with overwhelm for good. This is my expert area, making sure that you feel calm and connected and in flow time and time again. Until next time, please like and subscribe. I'd love you to join the channel. It's something we're really passionate about now. And also, if you're on any of my corporate programs or personal coaching, it's great to see you here. If you've got any of the books, fantastic. Send some selfies. I'm going to do some cool giveaways as well, and we really appreciate you. I love having this tribe, and thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, you stay healthy, wealthy, and wise.